Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to our witnesses for being here. Today's hearing is titled Winning the AI Arms Race Against China. But let's be very clear. President Trump isn't winning. He's losing. And it's worse. He's empowering China. He's handicapping the United States' AI superiority by opening the door for China to purchase NVIDIA's H200 chips, as we've discussed this morning. He's sabotaging our national security by auctioning off our most advanced technology to the highest bidder. And his aggression towards Venezuela and Greenland is creating a dangerous permission structure for Chinese and Russian aggression towards Taiwan and Ukraine. Misstep after misstep, Trump keeps stacking the deck for China and against the United States. Now, while the president pushes problematic policies, we must work across the aisle in the spirit of bipartisanship that you've articulated this morning, witnesses, to actually out-innovate our enemies and win this race. This is not about ego. It's about technological superiority on and off the battlefield. It's about protecting U.S. innovation. It's about growing American jobs. And if we want to win the AI arms race, we must be thoughtful about how we protect our advanced chips, period. I'll start with Mr. Pottinger and go down to each of our panelists. Do you agree with this statement, yes or no? H200 chips are the building blocks of AI superiority and are integral to modern military applications. The country that controls these chips will control AI technology. The country that controls AI technology will control the future.
I agree with the spirit of that comment, yes.
Mr. Cass?
Yes, likewise. Same answer for me.
That's a quote directly from Trump's Department of Justice, released mere hours before the president announced his approval of H200 chip sales to China. I ask for unanimous consent to enter this press release into the record. Why did the Department of Justice contradict the president? Because it's the truth. And because of the Justice Department had rightly just shut down a smuggling ring that illegally exported H200 chips to China. Trump's own Justice Department believes that Chinese access to H200 chips will damage our national security. And I agree. That's why Ranking Member Meeks and I demanded Commerce Secretary Lutnick provide us with the rationale for the approval of the sale of these H200 chips and details on how the approval will be implemented. Yesterday, the Bureau of Industry and Security went one step further and made it easier to sell H200 chips to China by easing its license review policy. The H200 chip has 6 times more processing power than the current U.S. export controls to China. It's truly like Trump is handing our opponents our coordinates in the middle of a battle. Why are we giving up our advantage? So, Mr. Feiner, can you tell me how selling H200 chips to China undermines the United States' advantage over China in manufacturing advanced processing power? And does that threaten our national security, given your recent proximity to the issue?
Well, starting with your last part of your question, yes, I believe it does undermine national security, and it does it in a few very clear and particular ways. One, as I think all of us have said in our opening statements, there is currently a gap in one key area of the elements that go into who will win the AI race, and that is compute. There are 2 elements that go towards how China can try to fill that gap. They can try to get more advanced chips from the West, principally from the United States, and they can try to get more advanced tools from the countries that make those tools, the United States, the Dutch, and the Japanese. Tools in order to be able to indigenize and make these chips themselves. The strategy, again, that goes across the first Trump administration and the Biden administration has been to deny them access to those 2 key inputs that would allow them to close what is still a massive gap in compute. Right now, China can only make about 1 to 3% of the computing power that the Western ecosystem, the democratic ecosystem, can produce. I can't think of any good reason why we should allow them to fill that gap, given the role that AI plays in any number of national security areas. Matt did a very good job, Mr. Pottinger, of articulating them, but they go towards how AI will be key factor in military technology, in intelligence technology, in biotechnology that can be used to develop novel pathogens and weapons, in cyber attacks, and there have been a number of recent disclosures in that space that can be enabled by AI, especially AI backed by massive compute. So I think the answer to your question is overdetermined, but that's my answer.
Well, I hope the subheadline of this hearing and the message of the Trump administration should be, I can't think of any good reason. With that, I yield back.
Chairman Emeritus McCall.